This is Japanese craft beer reviews, and welcome. And today we will look at a beer from the Good Wolf Brewery in Higashi Yoshino, Nara Prefecture. It's a small village, about 1,500 people. There's some local artists who work there, and apparently the last wolf in Japan was captured there in 1905. It was founded by Hiroyuki Ishii, who you see here, who was a marathoner and a mountain trail runner, and went to the U.S. and was impressed by U.S. craft beer. And then he and his wife were running in the mountains, as you can see here, the mountains of Nara Prefecture, and they ran down the mountain into this valley and were so impressed they decided they would live there, and they bought a 100-year-old house and then refurbished it and have put a brewery into it. It is one of the most remote breweries I have ever visited. Absolutely beautiful area. The water apparently comes from the mountains nearby, Taiko Mountains, and the brewer said it's exceptionally good water. They have a number of flagship beers they make. Here's the goat who lives next door to them, apparently the neighbor's goat. And the four flagship beers are called Ruru, Yuzu B, Black Wolf, and MIPA, Miyoshino IPA. And they also have a number of collaborations that they do with local farmers. Their Yuzu beer, for example, is one, and their Ryujin Bear beer is another, with sweet potatoes grown from a local farmer. And they have a tap room, and it's open on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and also holidays, if the holiday is a Friday or a Monday. Untapped lists 9 beers from them, and so, again, they're fairly new, not quite well known. Okay, and here is another beer from this brewery called the Good Wolf in Higashi Yoshino in Nara Prefecture. This one is called the Good Wolf Ume Urara, and it is an ume beer, which is plum, and they specify that the plums are local ones from Higashi Yoshino, a very beautiful mountainous area in Nara, and so they would be considered, I think, probably translated as Japanese plums. And Urara has a number of meanings, but I think the one here probably is lovely or beautiful or something like that. And we have a picture of a rather stylized wolf here. I wouldn't say it's a cubist wolf, maybe a roundest wolf. And I assume this is supposed to be a Belgian-style ale, but it would also be considered a fruit beer. And no ratings on Rate Beer. It's not listed. Untapped either. Nothing whatsoever, so it needs to be added to those. This was 715 yen, and it that would translate to about $5.10 US and 4.6 euros. It is a 330 milliliter bottle, and my cat is making some noise in a box just outside the door here. I may have to move the box. We will see. Okay. So it is considered, as they say, ume ale. Right, well, let's give this one a go. Good Wolf is an interesting brewery, and he's trying some new things, and he's very definitely using local ingredients. Okay. The drink by date for this one is November 7th, which is at least October, September, 2.5 months away. Okay, it does have a nice spritzy, sort of fruity nose. I do detect something like Belgian yeast in this. Light, maybe something like it is light and floral. The yeast is probably the dominant element here so far in the aroma. But it does certainly have something fruity for sure. Let's try the flavor. Okay, very definitely the plums come through. A little bit salty as well. Interesting. The salted plums, salted and pickled plums are very popular here. It's called umeboshi. People, eat them as a snack generally, sometimes with drinks. Very small and interesting red color. No, this is not knocking my socks off, but it is. I think it's fairly well made, and the ingredients include barley malt and plums and wheat malt and hops, and that is it. So because I'd have to classify this as a Belgian fruit beer, Belgian ale, flavored. The ume element is gentle, but it's definitely present. Yeah, plums come through nicely. They don't dominate, but certainly they're there. I think they did a pretty good job on this. I'd probably have to rate this around 3.5, 3.6 maybe even. It's very pleasant and refreshing. Yeah. Yeah, it's not shouting anything at all. It's just, it is what it is. Nice, pleasant, light fruit ale with a Belgian twist in it. And I think you could definitely give this a go if you happen to see the Good Wolf. And they don't, you don't see them very often outside of Nara. Sometimes at beer festivals, perhaps you might find them as well. But again, it's worth taking a trip out there if you happen to, be in Nara somewhere. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. Once again, this beer is called the Good Wolf Ume Urara. I would say a Belgian ale flavored with Japanese plums, ume, in it. Give it a go, and tell me your experience with Good Wolf if you've had them. And do take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.